During his cabinet meeting on Tuesday, Donald Trump decided to take some time out after, of course, scolding the reporters in the room for going off topic. Trump himself decided many, many times to go completely off topic and just rant about things he hated or tell stories about how he steals things from Marco Rubio. And yes, that is a story he told. But at one point, he went totally off the rails and absolutely issued a direct threat to the media in this country. And what happened was he got in his head, he was a little angry still about the fact that media outlets reported on how horrible his strike against Iran really was and how it didn't actually cause any lasting damage to the intended targets. So, Trump, still fuming about that, even though it's been weeks now, told reporters this. They worked together to try and say that it wasn't perfect. They couldn't say what they missed. All they could say is maybe it wasn't perfect. And you had to fire that reporter immediately. You should fire her real fake. And so I just want, is he having a stroke? Like, I'm reading the transcript, and this sounds like a man that immediately needs medical attention. You should fire her real fake. Like, fake fire her? What are you saying? This man needs medical attention. Like, this goes beyond cognitive decline. This is like active stroke at this point. And so I just want to congratulate those pilots. And you know, a lot of people don't like bringing things like that up. I do. A lot of people don't like to thank pilots. What even is this? And oh my God, folks, I've got 5 more paragraphs to read. I haven't even gotten to the part where he actually threatens the media. I always like confronting because otherwise the public doesn't know that you're a bunch of crooked people. But they know, they've learned, and the media has to straighten out their act. You know, the media is down to 17% approval. You got to do a little better than that. It's important for the country that you do better. I think they ought to make a lot of changes. I think changes are going to be made to the media. But it's hard to have a really successful country if you have a corrupt media, and we really have a corrupted media. The repetition, of course, is something we commonly see in people with dementia. He's repeating the same words, the same phrases, the same everything over and 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 over. Because his brain is not capable of thinking of new words. This is not him being a simpleton. This is him, in addition to threatening the freedom of the press, exhibiting symptoms of dementia, folks. Honestly, that may even be the bigger story, not just the assault on the First Amendment, the freedom of the press, which he says big changes are coming. That's a threat from him, not about they need to make changes. It's I'll make changes if you don't. It's the dementia, because this is a demented man. And if you don't believe me, keep listening, because I'm not done. And nobody really knows why, speaking of the corrupted media. I mean, why would you want to have open borders and criminals pouring into our country? Why would you want to have men playing in women's sports? Transgender for everyone. You know, you'll have to figure that out. But some of you don't. I mean, I'm looking at some people, they love the country. But I look at other people and they can't. But we're really proud of our military. None of those things, none of those things are related. These are like 5 or 6 different independent thoughts that have nothing to do with what he was originally saying. It is a stream of consciousness from a mentally deranged individual that needs round-the-clock psychiatric care. Or he needs to be put in a home because they're neurological instead of psychological. Either way, he needs to be removed from polite society so that he can get the care that he needs, because these are not normal thoughts. These are not normal words. This is not normal behavior. And we have to understand that, and we have to scream it from the rooftops if we need to, because by God, not enough people are paying attention. All you have to do is read the words that he says. None of it ever makes any sense. And we got a press out here still talking about Biden's mental state, for God's sakes. This is insane. And, of course, so too is Donald Trump. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.